right. Oh, yep, I'm sure we've never seen that trick done before, but you know what? It's a YouTube video. You've got to pull the whole turn the light on with the remote thing, right? Speaking of YouTube video, feeling a little extra YouTube-y. I've got some new glasses here, which, to be honest, they are not prescription because I do wear contacts, but they're blue light glasses. And I don't know, they got me feeling in a mood to make a YouTube video. What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a while. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it has not been a fat minute since my last video, but we're gonna address it, but we're not gonna talk about it anymore because today I've got a new video for you, and it's one that I think is gonna be super helpful and very easy to implement. And today that video is about how to make high quality, high production value social videos. So since you're watching this video, I'm assuming that this type of a scenario has happened to you before. You shoot a video, you edit the video, you think to yourself, hey, I have done a pretty dang good job on this video, only to come and find out that social media compression has turned what you thought was a banger of a video into a potato. Now, if that is you, don't worry. We've all been there. We've all experienced this same thing. But thankfully, there is something that we can do to overcome the compression that platforms like Instagram and TikTok and even YouTube, to a certain extent, place on their videos. Now, like I said, this is gonna be a quick video, so I don't wanna take a whole lot of time talking about things that don't matter, but just in case you're kinda new to this whole space and you don't know what I'm talking about, social media, especially Instagram and TikTok, they put a heavy amount of compression on their videos and really any posts that are made, so that there's a very smooth and quick and streamlined scrolling process for the user. So even though you shoot a video in 4K, 6K, 8K, you export it at these high resolutions and then you upload it to Instagram, it doesn't matter. They're gonna throw compression on it. That way it doesn't take all day for the video to load and play. And this can be really frustrating because we're shooting on these high-end cameras and we're making these beautiful images from those cameras, only to have them turn out to look just kind of average on Instagram. But there is a fix to this problem. So again, if this is you, if you can relate, have no fear, because I am going to give you 3 tips that you can apply almost instantly onto your next social video project. Tip number 1 is to shoot at a higher aperture. Now, I know we all love that creamy, buttery, smooth, silky, gooey, crunchy? Can we say crunchy? Whatever adjective you want to throw in there, we all love that beautiful shallow depth of field look. Well, the only problem with that once your video ends up on social media is, because of compression, your shallow depth of field video now just kind of looks like a blurry, out of focus mess. And this is because although on your screen and on your monitor while you're editing the video, that 1.8, 1.4 aperture just looks so good. Well, the problem is that's not a very sharp image. And once you get through social media's compression, if you have something that's not very sharp, it's gonna now look even less sharp, and it's not gonna look very good. So shoot at a higher aperture. I recommend shooting somewhere between f4 and f5.6. This is going to accomplish 2 things. 1, it's going to give you more of your image to be in focus, which once it gets posted, it's just gonna look better on Instagram or TikTok. And secondly, most lenses these days, somewhere between f4 and f5.6, is actually going to be the lens's sharpest, highest quality image. And if you're worried about not being able to have shallow depth of field, my recommendation is just shoot on a longer lens if you have that availability. So shoot on like a 50 or an 85 or even longer if you have that option. And trust me, if you shoot on like an 85mm at f4.0, you're still gonna have shallow depth of field and it's still gonna look really good. All right, tip number 2 is to shoot at a faster shutter speed. Now, do not shoot at a faster shutter speed if you are shooting at like 24 FPS. But if you are shooting slow motion, so 60p or 120p, this is gonna work really good for you. So I'm sure by now we all know that you want your shutter speed to be double your frame rate if you wanna get that classic cinematic motion blur. Here's the problem with cinematic motion blur, however, is that again, once we post the video to Instagram, compression makes that motion blur just look blur. There is no cool cinematic look to it. It just looks soft and it doesn't look very good. It doesn't come across well on an iPhone. So if you're shooting in slow motion, I recommend just doubling your shutter speed. If you're shooting at 60p, consider shooting at 1/250th of a second. And if you're shooting at 120p, consider shooting at 1/500th of a second. This is going to eliminate some of the motion blur that comes across. And to be honest, you're not gonna notice any sort of like jittery, aggressive motion coming from it because you're slowing the image down. But what you're gaining from this is you're getting an overall sharper, cleaner, just crisper image that is going to translate beautifully across social media platforms. All right, and my third tip, I don't know if you've caught any patterns so far in the first two, but if you haven't, hopefully now you will. My third tip is to add post-processing sharpening. So basically up to this point, my 3 tips have all been about how can we get our image to look sharper. And to me, having a sharper image has always been the little secret sauce that gets an image to look good on social media. And don't worry, it's not gonna take away from like the cinematic, soft, film-like quality that we all love our videos to have. It's just going to make our image look cleaner on Instagram, on TikTok, etc. And one thing I don't like doing is having in-camera sharpening, because on all of these digital cameras, they're already pretty dang sharp. And I find the in-camera sharpening to just look a little fake, a little phony. And I'm sure we've all seen images out there that like the person has pushed the sharpening all the way to the max and it looks pretty scary, right? Well, in your editing software, doesn't matter, Premiere, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, every single software has the ability to add post-processing sharpening. And I feel like the sharpening that comes from our editing softwares, it looks more natural, it looks cleaner, and in a lot of cases, you can actually do like a sharpened mask so that whatever your subject is, whatever is in focus, you can just add sharpening to your subject without sharpening like the background or anything else that you don't want. All right, and those are my 3 tips. Like I said, everything has to do with getting your image to just look sharper, which for me, I'm not a huge fan of having a really, really sharp, like digitally sharp image. However, again, I feel like I just keep saying this. This is just the best way to like overcome the social media compression that unfortunately just kind of ruins and depreciates the image quality that I know for myself. Like I spend a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to get the best image quality possible. And then I see my videos sometimes on Instagram and I'm like, what is this, right? So I hope this video has helped you. If it has in any way whatsoever, definitely hit that thumbs up button. I would appreciate that. And if you're new to my channel and this is like the first video you've watched and you like what you see, I don't know, this is always, I hate like saying this part, but no pressure at all. But if you are not subscribed to the channel and you would like to be, by all means hit that subscribe button. Like I said, no pressure to do so, but I would definitely, appreciate you just joining the team over here and coming along for the journey. So anyways, thank you guys. Seriously, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.